Hi, and welcome to another cooking video on my channel. This is, well, it's going to be part of my new second channel, the first video on there. Today we're going to be making hot dogs and beans. I know you're saying, what's hot dogs and beans? It's not a big deal. Honey.
Oh, sorry. Camera lady not
We're making the
very...
beans from scratch. We got hot dogs in the pot, and we're going to have bacon in this. I've done this a couple times and it's been a hit with the family. So let's get the bacon started on the pan. Bacon's a little warm. I've kept it out all day to defrost, so it's not fresh. So now something you might notice is the different beans packages. Some of them are different brands for the same bean. Other than the bacon, the hot dogs, and the seasoning this is food bank. You know, we don't have much money, and it's amazing what you can make with the food bank by just adding a few things. And I tell you, cans of beans are expensive. That saves a lot of money. So,
Look at that delicious bacon.
one thing you want to remember is always have a jar ready for the bacon grease. Do not throw it out. You know, well, not very good for you. It's man, bacon grease makes almost anything taste better. Yeah, that's my wife. She's behind the camera.
The wife likes everything you cook, except for the time you tried to make the barbecue pork and beans with a ton of salt pork. That was an error on both our parts.
Yeah, that was when I was still new to cooking. I never, if it wasn't able to be microwaved, I didn't eat it before I met her. So always make sure you wash your hands after touching raw bacon. Very important, any type of raw pork. So yes, I wash my hands quite a bit during the process of making this meal.
Not to mention salmonella on chicken, so...
Yeah.
We're not doing chicken today, though, so...
Well, the hot dogs are chicken dogs.
Yeah, I think
but feel free to use whatever kind you prefer. So, we start that up. And I've got all that bacon to cook, so I guess I'll get back to you after. Remember to save all your bacon grease. It's going to be very important. Cook the bacon to your liking. I prefer it a little crispier. But a little bit still on the chewier side is not so bad with the dish we're making, as long as you cook it through. So I'll end this here, and we'll pick back up after the bacon's done. I'm going to put the water on for the pot of hot dogs so that can boil. So we got it all done beforehand, and I will see you in a few. And I'm back. Cooked the bacon, hot dogs finished. I opened all the cans. I let it cool a little bit. So now we just gotta basically cut up all the meat and everything and put it together. So cut the hot dog smaller if you want. Something the wife was bugging me about between recordings is she wishes I used the ground beef. You can use ground beef for this too. I've done that in the past. So we just slice up the hot dogs, throw them right back into the pot, make sure there's no water left in, no more water in there. I think I may have let it sit a little too long, but it'll be alright. It's just made them a little bit more bouncy, like not bouncy, like trying to retain a shape rather than just moving around easily. Once we get the hot dogs in there, we gotta move on to the bacon. If you notice, I did have a different knife here. That's because that one's easier for the bacon.
Bacon.
We need this all cut up a little too much. Now you can leave them, put them in bigger pieces, smaller pieces, whatever you prefer. I just usually do this a few times, have some small and big in there. Whoops. I wish I had a bigger kitchen. It's like I like cooking, but it is a pain cooking in here because you're trying to.
That man knows how to handle a knife.
Even though I made that big mistake there a moment ago.
You made a big mistake.
You didn't see the knife like cut sideways on me?
No, I didn't. You're doing a good job. That looks delicious. I could eat that just like that.
Yeah, most people eat they complain. I like using it in cooking.
Bacon, the candy of meats. Right, John?
Yeah, that it is.
He came up with that term.
No, I didn't.
You didn't? Where'd you hear it from?
I don't remember, but I've heard it a few places.
It's true.
Big pieces off that. Rinse our knives. And wash grease off our hands. Ow. Little too hot. There we go.
I would like to give credit for this video to my mother who gave us a large sum of money for Christmas. Thank you, Mom.
Okay. So now we're going to add the beans. I showed you I have 2 cans of pinto, 2 cans of black. Did I get it all? No. And 2 cans of dark red kidney beans.
Let's take a peek in that pot.
Always clean as you go. Keeps your wife from being mad at you.
Should also take care of the recycling at the same time.
Yeah, well, I'm not running outside with every can.
I just want to bag it up, that's all.
I got a little bit of juice on the stove on accident. So you repeat like this. You want to keep the bean juice in there. Drain the tomato, but bean juice, unless you start seeing it being too juicy, then stop adding it. But the bean juice is, well, it adds the broth and a thicker mean than just adding water. So I'm going to go black beans next. And for recording sake, I'll wash the cans after. Second can of black beans. I choose it by what broth I prefer. Which to go first. There's that. Here's the red kidney. Alright. Now off camera I had a fight with the can opener. The can opener won. Thus, so you want the tomato drained. Tomato adds, well, it adds a veggie to it to keep your wife happy, or mother, or whatever. And I do like the flavor it adds.
Look at that tomato.
I just want to get the tomato because that hardens on. It's a pain. Alright. Now, we mix it all together. Turn the heat on.
Good.
And we're going to add some onion powder. Judge it. I don't know exactly how much I put in. I go by look and smell. How strong it gets. So we added those. I'm not going to worry about working it in completely. As it gets hotter, it'll be easier to stir in. Then we add about a teaspoon of regular sugar. Just plain old table sugar, same thing you put in your coffee. Molasses. If it wants to open, it hardens on the top and becomes a pain.
Come on, Hercules, you can do it.
Don't use it very often. There we go. It's my right hand. And we just add, you got viewing that thing. You don't want to put too much, but like that. That's good. It adds a bit of a flavor, more of a color. You don't want everything sticky afterwards. Rinse it off your hands. I'm going to mix it a little bit just so things don't start getting hotter at the bottom. And final ingredient. Brown sugar. You can use light brown, you can use dark brown. I go with whatever the wife bought, which is usually what's on sale. Now you want to add about a cup and a half. I would say. Now this really doesn't mix in until it starts really warming up. Now it's basically just stir it lightly.
You don't put ketchup in it?
No.
Oh, really? Or any barbecue sauce?
Nope.
Oh, I'd put barbecue sauce in mine. That nice big pot of delicious beans.
So basically it's just stir it around until it's warm. Like I said, you can use ground beef in this instead of hot dogs. But basically just heat it up until it starts to boil a little. I'll bring you back when it's all said and done and ready to go. Alright? Okay, said I'd come back when it's done, but I almost forgot a key ingredient. Remember that bacon grease I told you to hang on to? We want to add a bit of that to this. I'm trying to remember everything in my process, plus record kind of throws you off a little bit. Now, you could skip the bacon grease if you wanted to, but it makes it taste so much better. It's not good for you, but it really makes it taste a lot better. So I cleaned up the kitchen. See, it takes a little bit to heat up. You know, the amount I am feeding 3 people, and it don't last. It really don't. So clean up the kitchen so the wife don't kill me, and we will be back momentarily. And here we are with the finished product. You notice it's barely boiling. We don't need it to boil too much at this point. It's more so just heating it up. Everything there has been cooked. I've taste tested it, and it's good. You can always add a bit more brown sugar if you feel it needs to be a little bit sweeter. It is meant to be a sweet bean, baked bean type of thing. It is a thin, sauce. Some people thicken it up by using flour, but I personally prefer the thin sauce because it's more flavor and less being killed by the flour. Let's turn this off, and I'll say thank you for watching. I know it seems kind of odd way to make hot dogs and beans, but it's a big hit in my house. It's also really cheap to do. I mean, the tomatoes, the beans, that all came from the food bank. The bacon's under $10 for 3 pounds at BJ's Wholesale Club, and the hot dogs, there was like five packs in one under $10 at BJ's also. So the whole meal only cost me, under $5 for everybody to eat, and everybody loves it. So thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope people will enjoy this channel. I'd like to put out more vlogs type stuff in the future. And thank you for watching. Bye now.